I think we're at an inflection point with quantum computing, and my guess is that within the next couple of years, there's going to be a race that opens up incredibly boosted productivity all the way through to disastrous consequences. I was born in Hong Kong, and then most of my childhood I spent growing up in leafy Surrey. It's sort of quite a posh area. Played rugby, went to school, played sort of musical instruments, very sort of curious about a lot of things. But maths was always like my thing. It's just very, very fun getting your head around those sorts of problems. I started school at Durham, and I saw a particular thing which crossed my door, which was a government-sponsored PhD at Imperial College London in quantum computing and post-quantum cryptography. And that's probably where I would say sort of everything kicked off. You know, today we protect security by increasing our cryptographic key lengths. That works with our normal computers. Now, with quantum computing, it's actually a different paradigm of computation. They're actually able to find those prime numbers in a much, much more efficient way that scales so well that you can't outrun the quantum computers. An attacker with a large fault-tolerant quantum computer, you'll be able to decrypt communication that is flying over the internet today, even if you only have a quantum computer ready in another 5 years. Furthermore, you'll be able to masquerade as different citizens of the internet. You'll be able to behave as though you were a Google server, even though you're not. And this opens up an enormous amount of catastrophic threats because of the amount of data that we have flowing from our personal lives into the online realm. During my PhD, these people from a Google team came around speaking to my supervisor, and they said, you know, is anybody in quantum computing and would be interested in doing a residency with us? The power computation that quantum will provide is going to be very different, but similarly as powerful as with generative AI, in my opinion. And again, in the same way that we need to lock down and protect our secrets to mitigate the risks that the incredibly powerful AI can pose, we need to do the same thing for quantum computing. And I thought this sounds very cool, but I never thought that I'd end up, have an opportunity to try tech out or deep tech. So I've had some conversations with Stefan Leichnauer and Joe Trico, and I got an offer to come and work with the Google Quantum and AI group. When I joined Sandbox, there was an opportunity to do some post-quantum cryptography, which is related but very, very different maths, which was totally new for me. But it's just an interesting problem, and there were problems that needed solving. And so I was in the right place at the right time to take that path. So at Sandbox, in the cyber group, what we want to do is we want to change the way that we think about our data, and particularly the cryptographic keys that secure that data. So the good news is that we have the solution, which is post-quantum cryptography. The beauty of the next generation of cryptography is that it's very similar to the current generation of cryptography in terms of the way that it operates. So there's not actually any requirement for anything quantum to make these changes. So in that respect, it can be quite simple. So I work on AQtive. We began by writing a paper. It was published in Nature, and in it we advised a series of steps to begin your migration from today's cryptography to tomorrow's cryptography. We've done this before, and we know that it takes decades. And so as a massive quantum computing optimist, this is something which I think is going to be really imperative. What I'm hoping for over the next 10 years is that the progress in productivity is matched by the progress in security. Because attackers learn incredibly fast, and I want to be able to take as much advantage of these benefits as everybody else, but we've got to do it in a secure way. And I hope that governments and commercial organizations around the world carry on pushing forwards their post-quantum cryptography roadmaps so that we can get this transition done much faster than previous transitions, despite the fact that it is significantly more complex. I'm David Joseph at Sandbox AQ, and we're building the products that will secure today's organizations from tomorrow's cutting-edge technologies like quantum computing, AI, and other unknowns.